Hey, fifth graders, the first step to make your popsicles is to write your name and code on the paper and then flip it over. If you're in Mr. George's class, you're going to write 5G, 5P for Perez, or 5H for Holmstrom. We are going to be using a shape tracer for a lot of this drawing. And we're specifically going to be using the skinny rhombus. It's like a sideways diamond, not the fat diamond, the skinnier one.
Right next to that rhombus,
that's what we're going to use for the bottom of our popsicles.
Add a second rhombus.
Line up your shape tracer.
Make sure the bottom of your shape tracer is lined up with the bottom of the paper, and make sure that your rhombuses are touching each other.
Next, we're going to draw some straight vertical lines going from the points of the rhombus. Use your shape tracer like a ruler and go ahead and draw a line from 1 to 7. This will make a 6-inch line. The next line we're drawing is just a little bit longer than that. Line up the 7 with the next point and go just a bit farther than 1 to 7. As you can see, we have a short line and a long line. That's all that really matters. The next line goes right in between the rhombuses. Make sure that you are going to be making equal pieces. And draw a straight line from 1 to 7. Short, long, short. That matters way more than the numbers. Next line goes from the next point of the rhombus. Double check to make sure that shape tracer is straight up and down, not tilted. This line is going to be a little longer, so it goes from just past 1 down to the 7. And the last corner will go from 1 to 7, making another shorter line. Double check that it's going straight up and down and that you're pretty much making equal popsicles, basically. This is the next step. We're going to draw short lines that connect the vertical lines. Connect your ruler or shape tracer from one line to the next and trace with your pencil. Are you starting to see the popsicles here? There are 2 of them, and they're the kind of popsicle that are frozen together. They come in a pack of 2. The next step of our pencil drawing is simply to draw the popsicle stick handle. Draw 2 very short lines in the rhombuses that you drew for the bottom of the popsicle, and then draw a long, skinny loop. Do you see the popsicle sticks? Do you see it? I totally see it. Now it's time to color. We're about to get messy with some chalk pastels, and your job is to think about value. You need 2 different values of the same color. What I mean is, if you want your popsicle to be green, for example, you will need to pick a dark green and a light green. 2 values of the same color. You could choose light pink and dark pink, light brown and dark brown if you want a chocolate popsicle. I chose green for limes. We're going to use the two different values of green to make it look like the popsicles are 3D. Let me show you how you're going to color this thing. You are going to basically make a pattern. You're going to do your dark value, then your light value, dark, then light, and the bottom rhombuses are going to be dark. I'm showing you where my colors are going to go. If you would like to do this on your paper as well, I think that's a good idea. Now I know that I'm doing dark green here. Pro tip with chalk pastels, they are very messy, they are hard to control, so I like to trace the shape first and then lightly color it in. You don't have to press very hard with chalk pastels or they're gonna break. You want to be kind of gentle. Because I marked each shape with which color it's gonna be, I'm just gonna use my dark green and color in everything that's supposed to be dark green before I switch to light green. It just makes more sense to me. I'm not going to color that dark green, that's light green. This one is going to be dark green. And I almost forgot my own tip. Trace the rectangle first, carefully, while you hold the paper with your other hand so that you don't mess up. And then lightly color it in. You don't have to press hard. It's very easy to color with pastels. Well, it's easy to fill in a shape with color because it's so spreadable. Okay, all done with dark green. Things were getting a bit dusty, so I just went ahead and blew the dust off, putting away my dark green and switching to my light green. Of course, you might not be using green. You could be using, like I said, light purple and dark purple. Whatever color you're using, we're switching to the lighter value. Trace the box, lightly fill in the rest of the shape. Again, it really helps if you hold the paper with your other hand, the hand that's not coloring. If you find a blank spot on the paper and just use that hand to hold it steady, it's gonna help make your drawing easier to color and neater in the end. If it gets super dusty, you can't work like that. You gotta blow the dust off. It's gonna get crazy dusty in here, but whatever. Next, we gotta color those popsicle handles, and most popsicle handles I have seen are a tan color. So find a tan pastel, outline the shape, and then gently fill it in. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for my favorite thing, which is outlining in black. Find a black chalk pastel and very slowly, very carefully trace the outlines of your shapes, even the handles. This is the part where you really want to hold the paper down with your other hand, because if the paper slides, then there's going to be black where you don't want it. And you can't erase chalk pastel totally. You can cover it or try to, but really it never goes away. So be careful. Boys and girls, it helps Mrs. Toth so much to keep the chalk pastels nice if you put them back in their little case. That'd be so awesome. At certain points, you're going to want to wipe your hands for sure, because you don't want to get your whole project all messy and crazy. So we're going to have rags there for you at your tables anytime you need to just take a quick moment and clean your hands, because it is time to blend. That is the coolest part about chalk pastels, is the blending part. But you're going to want to be kind of careful. You don't want to smear the outline. So you are going to try to stay inside the shape as much as you can. I messed up a little bit there down there. Got a little black in there, but whatever. I'm going to take a second to clean my hand so that I don't do that worse. Blend the handles as well. And here's the thing, you're going to want to blend up and down. Do not blend side to side. Up and down. That will help you not spread the outlines and make it look sloppy. If you do this right, you can make it look so realistic. I went side to side a little bit there. If you have to get the edges, okay, but most of the blending should be up and down. Time to clean my hand because I'm switching to the dark value anyway, and I had a bunch of light value on my finger. Try to stay inside the shape and not touch the outline, but you will, but it's okay if it's just a little bit. Pro tip, you can also just switch fingers if you don't feel like wiping your finger right now and you're switching colors that you're blending. But once all those fingers are dusty, you gotta clean it. The last step for today is going to be to cut out your popsicle. Just be careful when you are cutting it out to keep your other hand from smudging your drawing.